Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Critical Rocket here with a new mech video for a new patch day. Today is the Rifleman, and this is the RFL-3N 60-ton heavy. I've tried to do it in a Davian colour scheme with just the standard paint channels. This one I had to change up a little bit because, frankly, to make it even viable with the stock loadout in MWO's Pinpoint Alpha Meta World, I had to go with an XL engine. So it's an XL 250, which is up from the normal standard 240. It still keeps the 2 AC5s, 2 large lasers and 2 medium lasers, and I've upped the ammunition, I think, by 1 ton. I think it's 1 ton, so it's 3 tons now, and the armour has gone up where I can. It's not maxed out though, and I mean that was even, I think, with Ferro, possibly, but even with Ferro, I don't think you can get it maxed. Now, that aside, how do I find the mech? It's pretty fun. I mean, it's like a Jagermech. It's the granddaddy of the Jager. I mean, the Rifleman was made in the 2400s, so it's one of the first ever Battlemechs to be made in the Battletech universe, alongside things like the Mackie and that this thing has seen a lot of action over the years, over the centuries in the Innisphere. And the Rifleman, I think, for me personally, I prefer it over the Jager. I think it looks better. It has it has the same benefits as the Jager, obviously with the added sort of change that it's got more energy hardpoints than ballistic hardpoints. Now, obviously, that means for those players who like having high-mounted weapon slots like the Rifleman and the Jager have got, you've now got a bit of choice. Do you want to go for something with a bit more energy, or do you go for something a bit more ballistics? With the 2 AC5s, obviously that's a pretty popular weapon set to take anyway. Used to see lots of dragons and things like wolverines and stuff running the dual AC5s, and the Rifleman can do that quite admirably. In fact, it's a perfect peak shooter. It does very, very good at that. I don't know why this sounds weird, but it feels accurate. It feels like when you're putting your shots down, they're going to hit the target. Obviously, there's not much in the way of arm manipulation. You can only obviously pitch and yaw, but you can't obviously move your arms independently left and right of the torso. Which does make aiming them a little easier because you don't have to worry so much about the circle reticle. You can just make sure that the crosshairs are on and just aim. I found that it is extremely squishy though. It'll pop very quickly. In fact, the stock armor loadout, the rear of the mech is paper thin, so if you're coming up against a Rifleman and a light, definitely shoot it in the back. It wouldn't surprise me to find that most Riflemen are going to be running XL engines, and it's not to say it's friendly, it isn't. Not by any stretch, it's not a friendly mech for XL engines. Just like the Jager, as soon as you start aiming for that side torso, it's going to open up very quickly. In that regards, play it like a pure support, which I did in this match. I didn't go head first, I did take some damage, but I didn't take critical damage, I don't think. And I gave as good as I got, and did relatively good damage for the weapon side. I mean, 2 large lasers, 2 mediums and 2 AC5s isn't anything to sniff at, even in MWO. It's a decent alpha. The downside is heat. It depends on the trade-offs that you're willing to make. Obviously, you could go smaller engine for slower speed, but gives you more things for armor and ammo and weapons, or you could go for a faster engine, which obviously gives you better speed in terms of survivability, but will give you slightly less ammunition or weapons. It really is how you want to run this. Is going to be almost entirely determined by your playstyle, compared to, I think, the Jager, which nowadays is very narrow. Obviously, dual Gauss, dual AC20s, dual AC, or like multiple AC2s, or a couple of AC5 Ultras, or 3 or 4 of them, that kind of thing. The Rifleman, I don't think, will be as flexible. It's definitely going to lend itself more to using things like pulses, I imagine, with the energy slots, because I think it's got 2 extra energy slots in the arms, one in each arm, and there might even be 1 or 2 more. I never really pay as much attention, I do apologise about that. But overall, its advantages, I think, are obviously the height, the fact that all the weapons are pretty much on the same height level as well, so whatever you aim at and you fire, you are going to hit with all the weapons if you fire all the weapons. And obviously the downsides are that it's quite weak. Physically, it's going to drop a lot faster than some of its other heavy counterparts. I mean, even things like the Dragon and the Quick Draw, which are in relatively similar weight categories, feel more resilient. They feel like they can take more damage, whereas the Rifleman feels very weak. I mean, this build, I think, of a maximum 402 points of armor. I think this has got 301 spread across, and that didn't feel like it could take much. I mean, it didn't take much for the armour to get peeled off. So bear that in mind. I mean, and please bear in mind that all of this is to do with a stock weapons loadout. I'm sure you'll be able to completely strip this thing out and rebuild it and have max ammo and have these great weapon sets. That's great, that's fine. Obviously this video is just from the perspective of running it as it comes stock with some changes to run the stock build, which is how I play it. But other things I like just before the video or the round comes to an end here, quite like the field of view, it's very nice. Not too many little screens cluttering things up. The mech looks fantastic. I love the little racing fin on the back, makes it go faster. Yeah, nice animations, no annoying little noises when it wiggles the the torsos and stuff. Yeah, very cool overall. Quite happy with its addition. I'm not like over the moon like the Warhammer. I'm toning it down a bit for this one, but yeah, if it's a cool mech, if you're on the fence about it, I don't think you're missing out much if you've already got a Jager, but definitely something to pick up if you just want to add an extra ballistic heavy, or just if you like your heavy mechs, this wouldn't be a bad choice. So have a go on, everyone. Thanks for watching, and this was Critical Rocket, who scored 2 kills in that round. Signing out.